fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm going to be persnickety, smug, and arrogant today because I saw the full eclipse. Russ and I did. And last weekend we discovered a new species of human beings called umbrophiles. Sounds kind of ugly, but those are crazy people who go see the full solar eclipse everywhere. Wherever they happen, whatever country, even Antarctica, they would go there. Of course, since the last full solar eclipse was in our area 100 years ago, almost in 1918, they all rushed here to southern Illinois, mostly to Carbondale. It turned out that we gave birth to one of those crazy guys. Our son Lev, when he was 3 years old, discovered astronomy, and he's been crazy about it since then. We took him to Adler Planetarium when he was 3, and he started drawing circles. He invented a very nice game for himself called orbiting. He would put me in the living room and start running around in circles. His favorite book, bedtime book, was a National Geographic magazine about Saturn. He knew 64 moons of Saturn even before he could speak full sentences. He loved the periodic table of elements, and he used to bring it to his preschool. And he started bugging us about the solar eclipse a year ago, telling us, please book the hotel right now. And, you know, parents, they procrastinate, and of course, by the time we woke up, everything was booked in about 100 miles near Carbondale. You could not get a hotel for less than $1,000. But we decided to go pretty close because it was 70 miles a stretch where you could see the totality. He chose a city for us called Chester. And last Sunday we drove there and we stayed in Springfield for overnight, jumped in the car at 2 a.m. and drove down in pitch dark and were there at 6 a.m. with nothing to do for 6 hours. Chester is a small town which is crazy about Popeye. For some reason we still couldn't figure out why. There were monuments to Popeye, olive oil, and there were Popeyes everywhere for some strange reason, but that's all right. People were nice. The library opened earlier. 2 very jolly ladies were giving out moon pies, the glasses, special glasses for the sun. The atmosphere was fantastic because kids were there, adults were there, everybody was having fun, there was total understanding and kinship between people, laughs and parking on the lawns near the library, people sleeping and waiting for this. Some amateur astronomers were having telescopes there, but when it struck, I did not feel unity with the universe. I did not feel any nirvana or anything like you described. It was fun. It was incredibly interesting because you could see 360 degrees sunrise or sunset all around you. The birds suddenly decided, okay, it's nighttime, and they all rushed to their trees, to their nests, and to their little ones. The cicadas started screaming, and unfortunately it wasn't full night. I was expecting darkness all over. It was just like dusk. But our child was happy. He was jumping around the car. He was taking notes. He was taking pictures of the sun. And all people around were in such great mood that I thought, okay, here is what we are for. That total love for the universe, for each other, for our children, for this strange event that I would never go to see if it was not for the love to my child. I would just rather go to the Art Institute of Chicago or see a play to be stuck in traffic on the way back and experience all that nightmare. But it was totally worth it. Now we know slightly more about ourselves. Now we know slightly more about the universe and about the crazy people.
Yeah.
So I'm totally happy that I did this, and I recommend to everybody to do this next time in 7 years when it's here. Like one of those presenters on TED Talk said, you owe it to your family, to yourself, to your children, to see it at least once in your lifetime. Thank you.